27 years, imagine that. Nearly 3 decades. Stripped of your freedom, your family, your future, or so it seemed. How does a man endure conditions designed to break the human spirit, day after grueling day, and emerge not broken, but be stronger, ready to change the world? This isn't just a story of survival. It's a masterclass in mental fortitude. Today we're diving deep into the mind of Nelson Mandela and the ancient philosophy that became his shield and his sword, Stoicism. Hey everyone, and welcome to Life MotiVision. I'm Alex, and if you're passionate about unlocking the secrets to a stronger mindset and learning from the giants of history, you're in the right place. Today's journey takes us into the heart of resilience. We're not just looking at Nelson Mandela the icon, but Mandela the Stoic practitioner, and how this ancient wisdom is incredibly relevant for your life right now. So grab a cup of something, settle in, and let's explore how to forge an unbreakable will, inspired by one of humanity's greatest examples. So, what is this Stoicism that supposedly armed Mandela? Forget the stereotype of emotionless statues. Real Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about transforming them. At its core, Stoicism teaches a radical acceptance of what you cannot control, like, say, being unjustly imprisoned. And then it demands a fierce focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your judgments, your actions, your character. The Stoics believed virtue, things like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, is the only true good. External things, wealth, health, reputation, even freedom, they're indifference. Nice to have, sure, but not essential for a flourishing, meaningful life. Imagine the power of this mindset for someone in Mandela's shoes. The prison walls, the guards, the isolation, those were external. His response, his dignity, his determination to keep learning and growing, that was his domain. This wasn't about passive resignation. It was about active resilience, about finding freedom within the confines of a prison. That's the Stoic challenge, and Mandela, as we'll see, met it head-on. Robben Island. The name itself became synonymous with brutality, a place designed not just to confine bodies, but to crush spirits. Hard labor in the lime quarry, blinding sun, meager rations, constant humiliation. The guards tried everything. Physical abuse, psychological warfare. They aimed to reduce these men, these leaders, to mere numbers. Here's where Mandela's Stoic training, perhaps intuitive at first, began to shine. He focused on what he could control, his dignity, his refusal to be dehumanized. He famously said, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." That's pure Stoic resilience. It wasn't about not feeling pain, it was about choosing his response to it. He organized secret classes, debates turning the prison yard into a university. The University of Robben Island, they called it. This wasn't just rebellion, it was an assertion of inner freedom. The Stoics would say he was cultivating his prohairesis, his faculty of choice, his moral purpose. Think about the sheer willpower. Instead of succumbing to bitterness, he chose to grow. He learned Afrikaans, the language of his oppressors, not as a sign of surrender, but as a tool to understand them, to eventually negotiate with them. That's strategic Stoicism in action. There were undoubtedly moments of despair. He was human. "I am not a saint," he later said, "unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying." This honesty, this acceptance of his own struggles, is also a Stoic trait, facing reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. But each day he made the choice to get up, to study, to encourage others, to maintain his discipline. He was, in essence, practicing Epictetus's core teaching. Some things are in our control and others not. The things in our control are by nature free, unrestrained, unhindered. But those not in our control are weak, slavish, restrained, belonging to others. The Stoics called it the inner citadel, that fortress within your mind that no external force can truly conquer unless you allow it. For Mandela, this inner citadel was meticulously built and fiercely defended. He refused to let bitterness consume him. He understood, as Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." So, when guards were cruel, he responded with an almost unnerving dignity. He wouldn't mirror their hate, he would transcend it. This wasn't weakness, it was immense strength, the strength to choose reason over rage. He knew that harboring hatred was like, as he famously put it, drinking poison and then hoping it will sow. Kill your enemies. He chose sanity. He chose his own well-being. He cultivated what the Stoics called apatheia. Not apathy, but a state of calm equanimity, free from disturbing passions. This allowed him to think clearly, to plan, to lead, even from within solitary confinement. His mind was his true sanctuary. One of the lesser-known secrets, perhaps, was his unwavering discipline even in the smallest things. Making his bed perfectly, exercising in his tiny cell, adhering to a schedule. These weren't just routines, they were acts of self-respect, of maintaining order in a world of chaos. Each small act reinforced his sense of agency, and humor, believe it or not, played a part. Finding absurdity in the situation, sharing a laugh with fellow prisoners when possible, these were small, rebellions of the spirit, ways to say, "You control my body, but not my joy, not my humanity." A Stoic doesn't just endure, they seek purpose even in suffering. Mandela famously said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." And in prison, he armed himself and others relentlessly. He wasn't just biding time. He was using time. He completed a law degree by correspondence. He guided the ANC's struggle from his cell. He was envisioning a new South Africa, long before he was free to build it. This is a key Stoic principle, focusing on your telos, your ultimate aim. For Mandela, it was a democratic and free South Africa. Every action, every thought, every day of endurance was aligned with that larger purpose. It gave meaning to the suffering. He transformed his prison cell from a place of punishment into a crucible of character, a forge for leadership. He was living out Viktor Frankl's wisdom. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. So Mandela's story is incredible, a testament to the human spirit. But what does his Stoic journey mean for us in our everyday lives, with our very different yet still significant challenges? First, identify what you can and cannot control. Stuck in traffic? You can't control the cars ahead, but you can control your reaction, fuming and raging, or using the time to listen to a podcast or practice mindful breathing. That's the dichotomy of control in action. Second, build your inner citadel. When faced with negativity, criticism, or setbacks, don't let it breach your mental fortress. Remind yourself of your values, your strengths. Like Mandela, respond with dignity, not defensiveness. Your inner peace is your responsibility. Third, find purpose in your struggles. Even small challenges can be opportunities for growth. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger, wiser, more compassionate? Mandela found purpose in unimaginable suffering. We can find it in our daily trials. It's not about being emotionless. It's about emotional resilience. It's about choosing to live a life of virtue and purpose, no matter what life throws at you. That's the enduring power of Stoicism, and Mandela's life is its most profound modern testament. Nelson Mandela's 27 years in prison could have broken him. Instead, armed with a Stoic mindset, he forged an unbreakable will, transformed himself, and ultimately transformed a nation. His life teaches us that true freedom begins within. What's the biggest lesson you're taking away from Mandela's Stoic journey today? Is there a challenge in your life where these principles could make a difference? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd genuinely love to hear from you. Your story matters. And if you found this journey into Stoic resilience inspiring, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel reach more people. And for more deep dives into wisdom that empowers your life, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. We've got more on Mandela and other great minds coming your way. Thanks so much for joining me on this exploration of Nelson Mandela's incredible Stoic strength. Remember, the power to change your mind and your world is within you. Until next time, stay strong, stay inspired, and keep building that inner citadel. Take care.